Shut up and sit down.
Welcome into another RedOUT podcast. I'm Jake.
Hey guys, how's it going? Here on a spooky Halloween night for a special podcast for you.
Dude, I forgot it was Halloween for a second. I'm not gonna lie, because we had trick-or-treaters last night. I was like,
yeah, because of our torrential downpour we're having in our area, they've moved Halloween. Pansies. When we were kids, kids just went out.
We drove, man. We
drove.
To walk.
And the only places we went were people we knew.
Yeah.
But we're failing to introduce our guest, which you're on so much, you're not really a guest anymore, Jared.
Happy Halloween, my dudes. Thanks for letting me come back.
Of course, man. Y'all are basically part of the staff now.
Are you dressed up, Jared?
I love it.
Are you do you have the costume on?
Not really, just my basic V-neck and blue jeans, so just kind of a standard.
I definitely just in a really creepy way just asked you what you were wearing.
That's I think your wife might be jealous, but it's whatever.
She's at home, it's fine. She doesn't listen to these. It's fine.
No, she didn't listen. So, I guess since we're talking Halloween, we got to talk about scary stuff. And Sanford's contract got extended. Oh, sorry, just kidding. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's just Halloween joke.
Scary story in a couple words.
So I guess we'll just jump on into it. National winners and losers. Mississippi State beating Texas A&M. That was pretty big. Texas A&M was number 14, 15, something. What was it?
16.
16. I was close. Arizona beating Oregon 44-15.
Yeah, Arizona unranked, Oregon ranked number 19. Which, granted, I'm sorry, Pac-12. I don't trust any of your rankings. I don't trust anything anyone says about you because you typically just kind of play with yourself over there in the corner, and then when you come and play anybody else, you lose. So
we need the soundbite of Jake just saying, "You just play with yourselves over in the corner."
And then you play with anyone else, you lose.
Yes. Oh my god.
It's kind of true, though.
It's always a loss. Anyway, Northwestern beat Wisconsin, which I'm always going to report whenever Wisconsin loses in any sport.
Screw those guys. Over John Stewart.
And breaking news: Maryland fired their coach. See you, Durkin.
Good.
So is that a Maryland winning?
Yes, Maryland won by firing their coach.
Yeah, can't keep a guy when he kills somebody.
Yep, got Sammy going.
It's part of it. The dogs agree.
Sammy the dog is grumbling in agreement. Of course, we've got Kentucky beating Missoula, which, funny story, and I kind of teased Jake before we started about this. I was following the score because I was at work Saturday night, and I was like, and I saw a score pop up, and it was 14-9, and I thought, well, that's it, game.
Yeah.
And I just assumed the game was over. I told my buddies, I was like, well, Kentucky lost, ha ha ha, and then, lo and behold, I get a text update. Kentucky wins 15-14, and I went, "You've got to be kidding me,
Jared." How do you feel about that pass?
Man, they hit you with the Lee Corso though. Not so fast, my friend.
Exactly.
Don't think
not so fast.
Dude, I love Lee Corso. Man's a national treasure.
Yes, he is. I like him better than I do Dick Vitale.
I do not like Dick Vitale very much.
Yeah, baby.
If I had to pick a national winner, I'd probably just say the SEC in general because LSU sneaking in the playoff, have a huge game with Bama in Baton Rouge. That's going to be pretty big. And also Kentucky and Georgia this weekend. That's going to be another pretty huge game in Lexington. If Kentucky were to pull that off, man, the couches are going to be burning. There's going to be
Can we open up a pop-up store for couches in Lexington? Can we do that?
Yes. I think we could sell couches and cushions and still make money.
Yeah, sell them separate.
I think if you're on the International Space Station, you're going to be able to see the couches burning from space.
Pretty much, yeah.
But yeah, I agree completely, Jared. The big thing for Kentucky fans is you want LSU to beat Alabama, and then because they're going to have a lot better shot at beating LSU than they are going to beat Bama.
Yeah.
So, just throwing that out there. And of
Jared,
course,
do you think that 2 SEC teams again in the playoff pushes the narrative for 8 teams?
I don't really like it, but if they actually are the best team, I guess that they would deserve it. It just depends. There's so many different things that have to happen in order for that to actually work. As bad as the entire ACC is, I would almost put an SEC team that lost in the SEC championship game in before I'd put, Clemson? Some other random team from a really weak conference that hasn't done very well, but I mean that's just me though.
Excuse me. I would almost want the biggest conferences to have a representative.
Yeah, and that's the argument. And like last year when it was Georgia and Alabama, and then Georgia and Alabama again.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, so this is the SEC, this is the BCS all over again. Two SEC teams playing for the championship that have already played each other twice this year.
But in their defense, those were the two best teams.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree
There's
with the way that I don't disagree.
But
with
what about UCF, you guys?
I'm sorry, but UCF is such a small school that they almost have to do 14-0 twice just to get in the talk.
And this is why I will always be a proponent of more. Now, I'm not Mike Leach. I don't think you should have like a 32-team playoff.
No, God no.
No
one would survive.
Right, but I do think...
Make it 128 teams.
Just everybody. That's what it is. If you lose, you're eliminated.
That's the only way Western would get anything like that, at least in the foreseeable future.
Yeah,
we're not going anywhere near that.
But no, I think I would like to see 8. I would like to see every the conference, like, auto bids for conference championship winners, right, of, like, the Power 5s. I could get it, whatever, Power 5, blah. But you get those... You get 2 at-large, and you get the highest-ranked Group of 5 team, and then the UCF can go and play Auburn or whoever. If you went undefeated and you're ranked in the top, whatever, doesn't matter. As long as you're the highest-ranked Group of 5 team, you get to go in. And then you know what? Yeah. Go beat Auburn and go beat Georgia and play in the playoff.
Yeah, and with UCF, I mean, the argument is, do they have the strength of schedule that a team like Alabama or Georgia has? And
no, they didn't, but they wouldn't beat Auburn in their bowl. So
yeah, but was Auburn that good though?
They're pretty damn good, yeah.
Auburn's usually pretty good. Yeah, I'll give you that.
I mean, they weren't like the world beaters they were with like Cam Newton last year.
No,
but they were.
No.
But
well,
they
that's
were
been a few years.
Well, no, I meant last year they weren't world beaters. Yeah,
okay.
But Cam Newton hasn't been a Tiger in a while.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm pretty sure that laptop he stole from Florida or whatever is out of warranty by now.
Yeah, pretty much.
But real quick. I'm going to do this in like 30 seconds. FIU beat Western 38-17. They had 368 total yards. Western had 312. Turnovers, Western had 1, FIU 0. And first downs, FIU had 17 while Western had 23. It sucked. I didn't watch it.
Oof.
I didn't even attempt to watch it. With it being on the BN Sports or whatever... I didn't even try and listen to the IMG because anybody besides Randy Lee or...
Seriously, though, can we get Randy Lee back? Like, what's wrong with Randy Lee?
Yes. I mean,
seriously. I hope he gets well soon. That sucks.
Is that what it is? Does he have, like, a terrible health problem? Because it was never confirmed to me whether it was, like, a really bad health problem or he was, like, in contact.
Like, they said that he's had some health issues, but they haven't really disclosed, like, what exactly it is that's going on. What he has going on with him. So
I miss him so much.
Yes.
Holy moly.
Him. Yeah. We miss Randy Lee, and I think that's why the team is suffering. That's why the football team is suffering.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yes.
We're gonna have to the football team.
We're gonna have to write an article on Talrac as to why Randy Lee not being there is causing a detriment to the football team.
Which we should do. I would like
yes.
That. It corresponds. It's causation. It's not just correlation. It's causation.
So after the loss last week, one of the Talrac writers, Ross Shirecliff, wrote a piece called. Let me read it out here. There is no other way to spin it. Sanford has been an unmitigated disaster for WKU.
Dude, I love the unmitigated disaster. I think that's the most appropriate term.
Greatest thing ever. So, Jared, you've read the piece, correct?
Yes, I have.
Okay, and what did you think?
I think he hit the nail on the head, and he's echoing the sentiment that a lot of WKU fans and alumni currently have about Sanford, because, I mean, 1-7 record kind of speaks for itself. I mean, there's no way to really spin that to like, oh, well, this happened, or this person got injured, or such and such happened, and be like, nah, you just haven't won, bro.
Like, yeah, you're losing.
Yeah, he's just suffering so badly that it's awful. Of course, we're going to try and get Ross on the podcast at some point to talk about this, because it is such a good article, and it's gotten a lot of press, really, because of he's saying all of our problems with what Sanford's doing. Excuses. Greatest part, I think, in the whole article is it was just all the excuses that the coaching staff's using right now, and it's like, It's not working.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things, too, and that's something that we had, that we had kind of seen, and it was nice to have that echoed in writing, because they had said, or they had treated the team when they came in as a rebuilding program. And everybody told me, well, Jake, we lost so much. I was like, yeah, but you forget how much was on there. There were NFL players on that team.
Yeah.
There were, 3 currently on rosters. There were playmakers across the board, and one of arguably the best quarterback Western's ever had, and you still couldn't limp to a winning season.
Well, he got to 500 his first year. Okay, I'll give him that. Offensive line,
I know
that was trash, dude. The offensive line, and I'm not cutting the guys down because they're young guys and everything, but they they just don't have the experience, and you can't take an offensive lineman from high school and put them on a collegiate offensive line. It's faster. The guys are stronger.
No,
I know it's a lot different.
I know we were depleted, but at the same time, the level of talent across the board was still not such that. I mean, the rest of Conference USA in a bunch of world beaters. Like that's what we all forget. It's like, okay, well, Western got gutted. I said, yeah. So all the other teams, it's not a bunch of great teams, right? There's a couple of stud players every now and again, and a decent coach here or there. But it's not like we're talking about playing in the Big Ten. Like we're talking about Conference USA, and a team that even though it got some significant losses, should not have. And the worst I told you so ever after the EKU game when we struggled offensively against a garbage dumpster of a team. I was like, y'all, we got some problems. Yeah. And everybody's like, Jake, chill out, it's fine, everything's going to be okay. And then we go and pee down our leg against a garbage Illinois team, and I'm like, okay, are we going to talk about how bad he is yet? Because he's real bad. And everybody's like, no, dog, don't worry about it. And then we got to 5-2, and everybody's like, see, Jake, I told you. And then he lost 12-14. So, screw you guys.
Well, yes, you're right. He's struggling, and of course, it's his first year, too.
It's my saddest
plenty
I've
of
ever
excuses.
Told you so ever.
There's plenty of and it's like driving down the road and you have a car wreck and your wife goes, "Yeah, see, I told you so."
It's literally the worst.
Yeah,
yes.
You can't do that. Yeah. But
and you can't look away. It's exactly like a train wreck.
It is. It's just like a train wreck. But it was last year was his first year. Granted, this year I'm in a different. Last year I was on the fence. I was like, "Give me a year. Let's see what he does."
Well, you talked me off the ledge. You really did.
Well, I mean, you have to. I mean, you can't jump off the ledge the first year.
I don't know.
And he came after a winning coach in Braun.
Right.
Not unless you're a Florida State fan.
They really are, though, man. Are they going to hang? No, I'm not going to say that. Are they going to run Willie out of there?
Yeah, let's rephrase that, Jake.
Are they going to run him out of town? Because it seems like they might.
So here's
unless he pulls some miraculous end-of-season stuff like he did in his second year at Western, then it's not looking good, because Fletcher also said that there was a booster that donated $20 million to their athletic department, and I have a funny feeling where that money is going to be going.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to... That was my next question for you. What was Willie Taggart's buyout? But you got that. Yeah, I completely agree. I think he's going to be going. Where does Taggart go next? Does he come back to Western?
Hashtag tank for Willie T. I
yes.
like it.
Tank for Taggart.
Would that not be the... Oh, first thing that pops up, he has a GoFundMe.
That's the thing now, though.
Willie Taggart has a GoFundMe. Okay, let's see. I am going to try and pull up Willie T's buyout here.
No, it was just, like, why you find it, like...
There we go. You go ahead, Jake.
It's just sad, like... I don't want to spend a whole lot more time on it. It's just sad. I think the article again hit the nail on the head. It echoes it echoes everything that the majority of the fan base is now saying. 12 out of 4, I mean, just win. You're paid to do a job, and you can't do the job. Therefore, you don't get to pay to try to do the job anymore. Everybody's like, "Oh, give him 3 or 4 years." No, I don't want to give him 3 or 4 years. I don't want to go 1-12 for 5 years for a chance at a bowl game again.
Trust me, 0-26 is not fun the second time.
Yeah, right? We don't want to do that again.
Okay.
Because at least with that, I mean, it wasn't after 2 consecutive CUSA championships. So that's what makes it so much different this time around.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, of course, being Sunbelt and being Conference USA, it's 2 different things, but...
Yeah, and I mean, transitioning from FCS to FBS is a whole nother ball game. Like, it's just different.
Sorry, I know we got a lot of dead air right here, but I'm trying to find his buyout, and from what I can find, his buyout in the contract, the buyout is 85% of whatever is left on his contract.
So like 85% of 13 mil or whatever that is.
Yes. Well, so it says, so for example, should Taggart not pan out by year 3, he will be owed $13 million.
Oof.
Yeah. So that's year 3. That's not year 1 where we are now.
Ooh, buddy.
Sorry,
that's a very expensive,
yes,
for Willie T.
Yes, well, that's because he was coming from Oregon, where they play with each other and stand in the corner.
I stand by my statement.
Oh, love it.
Pac-12 after dark has a whole new meaning.
Yes. Oh my God.
Jared, how do you feel about Pac-12? Let's just throw that out there. How do you feel about Pac-12 sports in general?
Yeah, Jared, how do you feel?
I mean, usually by the time their games actually start, I'm already in bed because it's at like 10 o'clock at night, and that's almost past my bedtime. At least, especially when I was a barista at Starbucks, I had to be there at 4:30 in the morning. So yeah, forget
Dude, you
that.
telling me that you know how to make all the fancy coffees?
West Coast sports in general, to me, it just doesn't really have much draw. I don't really care.
I mean, we're on the East Coast. It's so much harder. And you completely skipped over Jake asking if you know how to make coffees.
Fancy coffees, not just regular coffees.
Yes, I do.
That is hilarious.
I used to go to law school with a guy who was a barista for a while, and he was he was a really nice coffee snob. Like, he didn't shame your coffee choices. Like, if you wanted to drink garbage coffee from a 38-ounce Bubba cup with a half pound of creamer in it, he didn't care.
Yeah.
But he definitely would, tell me better ways to brew coffee. He's like, oh, man, you gotta grind yourself, gotta get a French press.
Yeah, let's try how to be, too. Let's try how to be.
Let's try how to be?
Yeah.
That's what I try to be. Sorry, words are hard.
They are. They're so difficult.
Words are difficult. Yeah, I can't find out what his buyout is, but I'm sure it's probably around $20 million. At least.
Which is how much was donated.
Yeah. Just so you know, we need another donor to come out and donate to pay for Sanford's buyout.
Can we have another $1 million?
If there's any listeners out there with a spare $2 million in your pocket, Wester could use your help right now.
Exactly. Yeah, Jared said he would make you fancy coffees if you did that.
He'll make you so many fancy coffees.
Yes, I will.
All the coffees. Can you do the latte art? That's all I want to know.
I tried, but I worked at Starbucks and we didn't really care to do all that because we have a line all the way out to Scottsville Road anyways, so not really.
That's fair.
It's probably the line to Scottsville.
Yeah, probably. Dude, when we get into basketball, I just want to talk about that for a minute, about Scottsville and Alvaton and stuff, because the commentators were saying things that only Kentucky people that are from here could appreciate, and that made me...
What did they say?
Okay, so we'll do... The football article was great, as opposed to Western football. Moving on to the Campbellsville exhibition, the men's basketball team took the floor for the first time officially. Well, I guess not officially, it's an exhibition, but against someone that wasn't themselves. And
they were playing with other people, not themselves.
They were playing. That was this. They're playing with other people and not themselves, thus more exciting. And it was actually a win, which was great. So one of the things stuff they kept saying, even though Randy Lee wasn't there, I will give the dudes on the call credit because they said things like, he took that shot, he looks like he hit it from Scottsville.
And you're like, yeah, nobody else from around.
It's like anybody watching on this Facebook stream probably doesn't know because they're from out of state, you know, displaced Hilltopper fans. But it's like, he was like, boy, he was going there from Alvaton. And I was just like,
does he have
weird.
A map in front of him? And he goes,
if it's
man, they took that shot from Richardsville.
If it's a 17-footer, it's Alvaton. If it's a 3 in general, it's from Scottsville. If it's half court, it's from Richardsville.
You're like, what the?
But no, it made me laugh. That was actually kind of one of my.
That is hilarious.
One of the things I enjoyed about the game.
Yes, and what a nail biter that game was. Western winning 119 or something.
No, 91 to 66.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, takeaways from the game, Jared. What do you see as far as the way the guys are playing, how everything's looking? You're kind of our reporter on the ground for this.
Yeah. Well, kind of segueing into that, I actually tried the whole new thing that they're doing because they're not letting people park in PS1 anymore, which is probably a good thing because I never really liked having to park in there if I had to, which usually I didn't. But I tried the whole taking the shuttle from PS3 Egypt over to the Diddle. And it wasn't bad. I mean, I got there before a lot of people did. You just got to be quick to leave. But, I mean, if that actually fixes any of the parking stuff, probably not. I mean, we all know it's a literal dumpster fire when it comes to parking. But as far as the actual play, the important things, I mean, the first half, I mean, it's about what you would expect, especially with a lot of new players and freshmen and stuff like that. There was a lot of sloppiness. There was a lot of rust to shake off. But at the end of the day, these guys essentially goofed around and scored 91 points without Tavion Hollingsworth.
Yep.
And Charles Bassey effortlessly got a double-double, 12 points, 11 rebounds, all defensive rebounds. But, I mean, Anderson, I'm sure you guys remember when I was on this same podcast, and I had this hot take saying Josh Anderson's going to lead the team in scoring this year, and y'all were probably thinking, man, this guy's nuts. Why did we let this guy on here? But, hey, 22 points last night, led the team, had 6 steals, was killing on defense. And Jared Savage looked really good.
Yes.
Your guy right there.
I do like, man.
But honestly, just looking at the box score already, I mean, this team is going to easily have at least 5 or 6 players at least get double digits every single game.
That's
not far-fetched at all.
That's exciting. I'm loving this. Go ahead.
I was going to say, like, one of the things that stuck out to me that I didn't really know in the game until I looked at the box score later was that we only had one player play, and I get it was an exhibition game, so he was using a lot of different lineups. But Jared Savage was the only guy to play 30 minutes, like, or more.
That's right, because he puts in the work.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, we'd have to have people on the floor constantly. Now, I know it's an exhibition game, but what that says to me is that because the minutes are evenly distributed, it means you're going to have a lot of fresh legs, which means we're going to be able just to athleticism-wise, like, outplay a lot of the teams in Conference USA, and maybe even some of these Power 5 teams that we're going to play. I mean, you figure Arkansas and who knows what Washington actually is, Wisconsin, but you're going to be able to keep the pressure on them, and that's super important. The takeaways for me was, one, Deshaun Murray is like, he brought some energy to that, even in an exhibition game. I mean, it may not have shown up. I mean, I know he scored like 14 points and had some rebounds and he didn't have a lot of rebounds, actually. But he played with like a lot of defensive energy. He had quick hands. I mean, so he was, diving on stuff. It looked like he came to play even against like baby Campbellsville. I was super duper impressed with how fast Jared Savage is. Mm-hmm. You can't ever tell when a guy comes from Austin Peay how good he's going to be. I know he played at Central, but the dude looks different. As I was telling you guys like in the chat last night, he's quick. And he's going to... I know Anderson had a crap ton of steals last night, and I don't know if it was because Campbellsville was just bad or just because he happened to be kind of a ball hawk, but I think Savage is going to be your guy who's going to be, like, coming in, like, poking the ball out from the ball handler and like, moving down the court with it. And how about Delano Banton looking like a guard? Holy crap.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the numbers, I mean, you got Bassey with 26 minutes, Savage 30 minutes, you got Anderson with 28 minutes, Omar 29 minutes, and then Banton coming in with 26. The only one coming in closer is Murray. So that kind of tells me there's your starting 5 right there.
Well, and I'll tell you what, so Tavion sat because of some rule violation. We don't know what it was. Apparently it was like the night before the game.
The team rule violation.
So I assume either got drunk or came home too late or just did something else.
Didn't follow curfew.
He did something stupid, and so they got to boot him from something. So they boot him for the Campbellsville game. So I would say you're pretty close. I would say it's Murray, Bassey, Anderson, Tay, and then probably like I don't know how I feel about the last spot. But yet again, even like Jared said, dudes were joking around and hung 91, and it wasn't. And it,
of course, it is Campbellsville.
I mean, it's NAIA school. I mean, it had cornbread man bun run around.
Oh, yes.
That dude's my favorite. Barstool Western
had an individual.
Barstool Western had a great team. They're like, this Post Malone looking guy is holding it down for all the unathletic white boys. Dude's just jocking up threes like he's playing intramurals. And I was like, that's so true.
Post Malone is the saddest thing in the music industry. I'm sorry.
He's a very nice guy.
I'm sure he's a nice guy and he smells, but...
He does look like he smells.
He looks like he smells like a dirty, hippie, homeless person.
He does.
If I saw him on the street, I definitely think he's homeless.
Yeah, I would too.
I would give him $1. I would feel bad and give him $1.
Put this towards tattoo removal, please.
Yes. Yeah.
Get those off your faces.
And I mean the teeth, too.
It does. They do look bad. Yeah.
Ugh. Post Malone. Ugh. Sorry. Ugh.
Yeah, now I've made Devin gag. I'm talking about Post Malone. But for real, the cornbread, I liked cornbread. He was good. He didn't do anything except getting away.
So, Jared, what are you thinking as far as starting lineups go?
I definitely think that at least until Bearden, I still don't think Bearden will start this year. That's just me.
Really?
Because even during when he was able to play for Hysteria, he still didn't start. It was still Savage, Hollingsworth, Murray, Bassey, and who else? I can't even remember who the other guy was. I saw Anderson, duh.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's going to be your starting five is those guys. But I thought some of the lineups that Stansberry used was really interesting. But particularly, this was what I thought was the most interesting lineup. It was Banton on point.
Yep.
And then it was Anderson and Savage. And then he had Merrick Nelson on the 4 and had Toulouse Smith in there as the 5. And I thought that was a very interesting lineup because it's basically all guys that are like 6'5", 6'6", around that, and I mean taller. I mean he had a 6'8" point guard, but it was really interesting because I put in my front court bench preview or whatever, talking about how maybe like as a wild card that Merrick Nelson could play the 4 as like some small ball, but even still, I mean that's not like that's a real small ball because he's 6'8" point guard.
Yeah, he's not small.
Yeah, your front court bench preview was really good. I thought it was really very informative.
I tried to cover all my bases, and I think I did, but we'll see. I mean, coach can always throw a curveball. It depends on what works and what doesn't.
So what do you think, like, defensively? They went from, like, a 1-3-1 to, like, a 2-3 zone. What do you think is going to be the one they run the most? Because to me, the 2-3 didn't look that good, to be honest with you. They were letting a lot of 3 balls fly. And I know last year they played a lot of 1-3-1.
Well, with the 2-3 zone, you're going to let a lot of 3s fly, though.
Yeah, but you got to.
I know you got to engage it. I understand.
Yeah, but if they're shooting, 50% from 3, you got to do something.
Yeah, and that's Campbellsville.
Yeah, because just thinking about us playing Marshall using the 2-3 zone makes me really scared. I would never support that.
Well, could this just be a zone because of Campbellsville?
Yeah, he said in the press conference, and it's totally fair. I'm not dogging for it at all. He was testing lineups, different defensive looks, just trying to see who could play what. I mean, if you looked, one of the things that I noticed about Banton was he was. I don't know if you saw this, Jared, but a lot of those open 3s were his fault. He was slow to shift and to switch guys, and that's just because he's a baby. Like, that's just part of it. Yeah. And this is the game, and like Wesleyan's the game where you figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, and we'll probably see some more experimentation on the Kentucky Wesleyan game, and I'm fine with that. I'm good with that. I want them to kind of get in their groove, see whatever who works well together, and let's just play.
Well, and there were a lot of miscues. Like, there were a few passes that went awry. Like, there was some, like I told you guys last night, there were some really impatient, they're just goofing around trying to dunk the basketball possessions. I fully and Stans chewed them when they did. I mean, there was one where the one where Anderson kind of like fell and hurt his hip a little bit. You could see he was visibly upset, and part of that was when he came off the floor, Stans is chewing him like, "What in the crap are you doing? Didn't pass the ball."
What are you doing? You ain't Kobe. Go on. What are you doing?
I know you want to dunk, son, but pass the ball. Get to 2 points.
Hey, I'm tickled with everything I'm hearing as far as that goes. Of course, the game on Saturday? Yes,
that's
Saturday.
Right?
Yes, that is against Wesleyan, another exhibition. It is on the Hilltopper Sports Network? Satellite Network. I was like, there's 2 S's, but I don't know.
That confuses me every time. Jared, are they going to put that one on Facebook, you think?
I don't know. I'm interested to see if they do that with just all of the home games or all of the ones that aren't going to be on like a major network, or just like how often that's something that they're going to do, because I feel like they could get a lot of traction with that. And I didn't get to watch it. I mean, obviously I was at the game. I mean, were you guys kind of impressed with it? Did you like it?
I watched I didn't get the first half of first quarter of the game I didn't get to see. But the rest of it I did watch just on the stream, and I was impressed. There were a few times when because of just the way Facebook works with their live stream, it was a little odd. It was like blackout for a second, go to the page and navigate back. Sometimes coming out of timeouts, it might have been a little chunky, but the quality was, it's better than Stadium.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, it's better.
Yeah,
the
I'm fine with
scores
that.
the scores aren't in a weird spot. The only thing that I would comment on is I would like to be able to see the shot clock on the screen because they don't have the shot clock counter on there.
Yeah.
I think it's because technologically it's difficult to keep up when you've got
Yeah.
students running it, and that's cool. It was for a free stream that I could watch on my phone while I was doing stuff at the house. Like it was awesome. I mean, it's pretty good.
I completely agree with
And I
that.
didn't have to pay for it.
Yep, and you didn't have to pay for it. I would like to see a live stream from section 116 or so.
Yeah, right.
I think that would be pretty
that's
interesting.
me.
It's
You can
me.
do 115 and get Matt McKay. That's where he's at. He's really close to where I'm at.
He's in 115.
Nice.
Yeah, see, that would be great. If we could have two different streams going at the same time,
Right.
then we could get different angles.
You could have two different periscopes going at the same time.
But, I
One
mean...
for Facebook, one for Twitter.
That's exactly.
Yeah, and I don't understand how they can knock or tell you that you cannot do that. As if they're live streaming it and you're watching it for free, why couldn't other people live stream it?
I don't think it's that other people can't live stream it necessarily.
Yeah.
I think you probably couldn't like charge people or like throw it to your website maybe. But like if you were just like on Twitter or like you were just like periscoping it, like first off, how they gonna know?
Exactly.
That's a good question. Like you're not gonna know
No, exactly.
unless you're like getting 3,500 viewers and somebody's tweeting them about it.
Yeah, there's like 80 million shares. Yeah, I don't see
Yeah.
how they would
Man,
ever do
this
that.
guy sharing the game on Twitter is great. This is awesome. I didn't have to pay for anything.
Yeah, he's in section 116. He keeps sneezing. I think he might have a cold, but it's pretty good otherwise.
See, and that's my thing. I think they should reward fans because I've been paying $5 a month for ESPN Plus, and it's not paying off for football
That's
whatsoever.
true. They should
Yeah.
grandfather you into like.
They should just let us go and just let everything just flow. And that's my only real complaint, I think, with basketball is we're kind of bouncing around. I know football did somewhat between ESPNU, ESPN networks, ESPN Plus, ESPN3, SEC Network when we play Arkansas, and then the Hilltopper Sports Network. So
They at least got all of them televised. I am pretty good with that. And if everything keeps going with stands, you'll see more national coverage. They'll get because you'll have better matchups at the non-con. You'll have more traction going into like the end of the year, so your games get picked up more. But it's difficult for a small fan base to get ESPN one. Like,
I'm not asking for ESPN 1. I'm asking for ESPN in general.
Yeah.
Or, just a simple place that I'm like, okay, the
I can
game
turn my
comes on
TV
at
on.
7, there it is. I'd be fine with just straight ESPN Plus.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's just my opinion. How do you feel, Jared? Of course, you're going to be
I
at the
mean,
game.
obviously, I wish it was on one of the ESPN channels, but I mean, for a small market like Bowling Green, I mean, I know that's not really something that's going to be extremely feasible, at least at this point. But I mean, like, I think it was on ESPN2, ESPNU, or something like that, the Louisville game in 2014, and that was lit, just in general. I loved that game, even though we lost by like 9 points. But I mean, knowing ESPN is there filming everything, I think that kind of adds a little excitement. But I mean, that just may be my opinion.
No, it definitely does, because I know in football, for one of the conference championship games, when they brought the big boom cameras.
Oh yeah, that was
and
2015.
Yeah, and it's like just sweeping across the field, like that's pretty cool. That's
Yeah.
pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, I gotta admit, you feel big time when those things come
Yeah,
in. and
because
you're
when the trucks come in, they're like erecting these machines, and it's just like we big time now.
Yeah, one of my favorite things that I remember from the 2015 conference championship was after we rushed the field and everything. I mean, y'all know it's a mess, and I'm small anyway, so I'm just trying to fight my way through the crowd, and I see this really bright light, and I'm like, what the heck is that? And then I turn and I see Brendan Doughty getting interviewed on ESPN, and I go back and look, and I find myself looking confused as crap on national television. And I was so proud.
It's like a deer in headlights.
so proud.
Dude, that was the year we went into the locker room with him.
I'm sure Jan was really proud. I'm just saying. But, of course, back in my day, they had to use telegraph wires to tell people what the game was because I'm so old. Yeah, okay.
Dude, we definitely
Went over
put
great,
that in post.
Yeah. I do remember leaving Western at night, like after football practice, this kind of time of year, and you'd look over and you'd see like 8 vans in that back parking lot of the basketball diddle, and you're like, well, I guess we got a basketball game tonight.
Yep.
Well, I'm going home.
Get out of here before the traffic starts.
Exactly. They were very Nazi-esque about the parking structure.
I used to work for them. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you did.
I did. For like 2 years, I worked for the event staff for parking on game days.
Yeah, you and the poor Kenyans that were on the track team.
Yeah, we did.
The greatest thing.
They were good dudes. I like the Kenyans.
Well, of course they're good dudes.
They're
in America, and they don't have to worry about lions.
That's
Everything
true.
is great here, okay? So anything else you want to talk about, Jared, with men's basketball or anything in basketball in general?
I mean, it'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments are made. I mean, on defense especially. Hopefully they'll close out on 3-point shots. But, I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's already less than a week now. I mean, a week from yesterday when the first official game against Washington is in Seattle. So just getting down to the nitty-gritty.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting. I hope the Tops do well.
Coming out, if they could come out and get a ranked win their first week.
Yes, that would be so
Dude.
great. Of course, it will be their probably biggest opponent so far.
It'll be one of the better ones of the year. Now, Wisconsin's more hyped because screw those guys.
Yeah.
Don't bring your refs this time, but
Don't count on that.
yeah, I know, right? It's fine. We can find them. We know where all those exits are. It's cool.
That's good. Okay. We're from Kentucky. We know where they live.
Yeah, I'll know where I can find you.
Sorry, my dogs
Nice.
just randomly bark.
Yeah, right.
So, of course, don't want to miss out on the Lady Tops.
Yeah, Jared, who did they play in their first exhibition game? I can't recall.
It's like West Virginia Tech or something.
Yeah, like West Virginia State or something like that. We'll see what Mr. Collins has got, how he's got
West
the top.
Virginia Tech, Marshall, same thing.
Yeah,
I was going to say, the first official game is on the 6th, which is next Tuesday, and that's against Louisville on ESPN+.
That's a rough game, man.
We can watch that. All right.
Of
course, it's going to be a rough game. Wasn't Louisville really good last year?
I'm gonna tick off all the Cardinal fans and call them the Lady Cards because I don't care.
I know. Why do you have to be so gender specific?
Yeah, right, dude. Louisville people, the Louisville media, they get mad when you say Lady Cards because that's not their official name anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sorry, the girls' team that I follow are still the Lady Tops, so you can pound sand. Louisville. I want you to be good, but don't get all pissy. Sorry.
Yeah, hit the bricks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, they are. Lady Cards are real damn good. Like, they're real good. Jeff Walls is a machine. So that one, if you can even hang with them with a new coaching staff and losing some key players last year, like, I'd be happy with that.
See, I'm completely fine with calling the men's and women's team lady or men, toppers. I don't understand the big deal, but it's whatever. I digress. So, Jared, I guess we'll go with you first.
Oh,
favorite Halloween candy?
Ooh, that's interesting. Like, I'm sure, the basic answer would be candy corn. I mean, as a kid, I liked it a lot, but, now, it's just like the basic candy you just find anywhere. But, the god tier candy, in my opinion, is the white chocolate Twix. That is on a different level.
Now,
that is quality.
Dude, I've never even had white chocolate Twix.
I haven't had the white chocolate Twix.
I had white chocolate Kit Kat for the first time today, and that was white chocolate.
Those are just as good. White chocolate, I'm kind of basic. I worked at Starbucks. White milk is white chocolate. That just happens.
Dude, you got some Uggs in that closet? Some North Face?
I don't do that. I'm not that far off.
My favorite Twix is actually the peanut butter Twix.
I bet those are good.
Those are good.
The peanut butter, the
Twix in
chocolate,
general,
and
I
the
really
cookie.
like.
Yeah, the Twix is my one. That's our favorite.
But Devin, I have a question for you, Devin.
Go for it.
Are you a left Twix fan or a right Twix?
I would probably say right because I'm right-handed. I don't really have I see the packages and I'm just like, candy.
I'm a renegade. I break the right one in half and the left one in half and then switch them up just to make just to piss people off.
Oh my gosh, you just blew up the
Cross
entire
the
world.
streams.
Yeah,
that's like being the guy that takes the bite out of the Kit Kat instead of breaking it off.
Dude, I'm here to tell you, I do that, and I don't peel my string cheese.
What is wrong with you?
No, let me tell you something. I'll tell you something completely worse. My mother will take the box of chocolates. Who are those?
The fancy one? I don't know.
The ones that have all the different flavors.
Yeah.
And she'll either take her finger and smash them, or she'll take a bite out of them and then put them back if she doesn't like it.
So it looks like a mouse has got in there?
Yes, it looks like a mouse or somebody. And
Man,
I
ain't got
remember
nothing
opening
on
that. I remember opening that and being so disappointed and just like, what the? And my mother was like, "Oh, I've already tried the ones I didn't like. I just put it back." And I just stare at her.
If you want to see something dismal, like Google image Michael Bublé eating a corn cob. That is wretched.
Jared, how did you even come across that, man?
Yeah.
What kind of 2
Guys,
a.m.
That made national news.
What kind of
man ate a freaking corn cob in the most grotesque way that it made national news. If you look it up on Google, just Michael Bublé
Well,
corn,
I think
it'll
Tim's
show
doing
up,
it right
and
now,
It's
so-
sad.
Yeah, we're looking.
Does he eat
up.
it, like, from the end?
Yeah,
I don't
we're gonna
know.
Look this up.
Oh.
Yes, that is the. Apparently, there's a picture of Bruce Willis eating corn too, which is hilarious.
Bruce Willis, like, Michael Bublé. Bruce Willis eating
What
corn.
in the world is?
Why eat it like that? Why?
Please tell me he
Why?
like
I
bites
don't
in this
know. I
thing.
don't understand at all.
That's... Okay, alright. Lost respect for Mr. Bublé.
Yeah,
Cool.
I would play the video, but it'll probably play over you, and I don't want to do that because that is.
Yeah.
I'm not
so...
going to listen to his Christmas music this year.
Yeah, it's
because of
over.
that.
His albums are
No,
done.
yeah, that just ruins everything.
Pandora mix. He gets a thumbs down.
Jake, favorite Halloween candy?
What's favorite candy all the time? It's Milky Ways. Freaking love Milky Ways.
Milky Way. Oh.
Yeah, because so like I'm a kind of allergic to peanuts, so Snickers are out.
Yeah.
But chocolate, nougat, and caramel, heck yeah, dude.
Which, by the way, full discretion, I fed Jake a pecan thing that my wife had
It was
made.
fine. I didn't die. It
He
was
didn't
fine.
die. He didn't need an EpiPen or
I
anything.
just was a little uncomfortable for like 20 minutes, but it was worth it.
We all just watched and like, ooh, this is gonna be bad,
It's
and everything was fine.
It's okay. Sometimes you just gotta hurt a little bit, but yeah, Milky Way for sure, hands down.
Milky Way. Oh my gosh.
Freaking love
Well,
Milky Way.
mine is Reese's.
Reese's good.
Reese's,
Ooh,
of course.
those are good.
I mean, Reese's is god tier candy.
It is like
You are right. You are right.
routinely ranked as one of the best like
Yeah.
favorite candies out there.
Yeah.
That Snickers and then like regular like good chocolate.
Of course, I stopped at the gas station the other day and got a drink, and of course, as I'm going to get the drink, they have Reese's in the freezer.
Oh yeah, dude, cold Reese's are good.
I have never tried cold Reese's.
Cold-
I'm gonna have to try a cold Reese's.
Ooh, me
Anytime
too.
with like cold chocolate that's got like stuff in it, like a frozen Snickers are a big
Snickers,
deal.
yes.
Three Musketeers are good cold
Yeah.
because that new yeah, I'm hungry for
Jake, you're digging yourself out of the hole that you had about biting the Kit Kat.
No, just that's fine. I'll die on that hill. I don't care.
Okay, weird fact, and I don't care to tell this because she'll never listen. My wife, when she eats Kit Kats, she nibbles all the chocolate around the Kit Kat.
Dude, what is it
and
people
then
doing
eats
that?
it. And I'm like, yes, that is the weirdest thing in my entire life.
See,
I'm like,
somebody at work told me they did that, and I was like, "You are a crazy person."
Yes.
And then another chick at work said, "Oh no, I do that too." And now she's the third
yes,
one, and I'm
yes,
like, "What went wrong in your childhood?
yes.
That this
Why
is
do
how?
why do you feel
Why
the
do you
need?
eat it like a squirrel?"
Yes, literally, and she looks like a squirrel eating
I
it.
don't understand that either.
She will sit in her chair with her feet up like a squirrel, and she will nibble along the sides, and then once she finishes it, then she will take small bites of it. And I'm like, woman, eat it or just throw it away.
That's worse than me just
quit
biting it. I'm
Yes.
sorry, that's worse. Now, so are we gonna do worse
The
too?
one thing,
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll
Well,
do
go
that.
ahead, Jared.
guys,
Go
I mean,
ahead.
It's within this whole Western and candy thing. I mean, you can never forget if somebody were to ask Gene Bartow what his favorite candy was, it'd probably be a Mars bar.
Mars bar, yes, Mars bar from 1912.
Y'all remember
Yes.
quality?
That's
I wish
great.
they still made them just by that name, so when we played UAB, I could just throw it at their bench just to
Yeah.
carry on that tradition. But I mean,
Dude, you can
Oh,
order
well.
them still because overseas, like in the UK and stuff, the Mars bar is still like a thing.
I wonder if you can get it on Amazon.
You could probably get it on Amazon.
I'm gonna
But no,
check
so
this
we're
out.
gonna do worst candy too. Jared, what is the absolute like trashest of trash candies that you've had?
I mean, I'm not a big fan of Almond Joy. I mean, I like coconut and I like chocolate, and but I don't really like almonds, and I mean, it just kind of ruins it. Mounds are okay, but Almond Joy, not a fan.
Just so you know, Jared, you can buy Mars bars 12 count on Amazon for $7.
Yep.
So you
Go
can
ahead
buy
and
those.
add to cart.
Add to cart.
Yeah, I'll send those to your address.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's Almond Joy. He don't like.
Almond Joys is his least favorite. Okay, Jake, you go.
I don't like all the old timey candy that people swear by. So like
Like,
I-
what is old timey
okay,
candy?
so-
And stuff.
what? What'd you say,
like
Jared?
toffee or taffy or whatever.
Wait, so like at
the really gooey
Halloween,
stuff.
the thing is like I found out these things have a name. They're just crap. The little black and orange rat. They're wrapped in paper and they're like a little peanut butter chew. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking
They're
about.
called peanut butter kisses.
remember what they're
Yes, I know what you're talking
Yes,
about now.
and they're garbage.
yeah.
They don't taste like chocolate.
But that's the like taffy toffee
Yeah,
kind of thing.
that kind. I hate that.
Yes, me too.
I hate the Necco wafers. You guys know these crappy things? They look
I
like
don't know.
Pogs.
They look like Pogs. No,
Yeah, show my age.
you have the worst
They look
definition.
like Pogs. No, you Google Necco. They're trash.
Yeah, if
They've
you
been around
if
since
you
like the
DM
1840s.
Jake, he will show you his Pog collection. Go
Right.
ahead.
Just any of the like people are like, oh, these are so good. Back in my day, we used to have Tootsie Rolls, and they were great. I was like, look, Tootsie Rolls are fine,
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna go for the Tootsie Roll. You know what I'm saying?
Full discretion, because I don't care to tell this, because she'll never listen. My wife
Okay.
bought an entire pack of Tootsie Rolls and hid them under the bed for like 6 months, and I never knew. She ate the entire thing over that period, and then one day I bought some for her as a gift for her birthday or something. And she's like, I'm good. And I'm like, what? And she's like, she reaches under the bed, pulls out this box, and I'm like, good God, woman. Where did you get these Tootsie Rolls? And how can you eat that many Tootsie
Dude,
Rolls?
what about Jared? How do you feel about flavored Tootsie Rolls, like the apple and like the orange and like that? Kind of
Dude, no. It's either chocolate or it's not.
I think they're odd.
That's my
They
opinion.
just
I do
taste
too.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that old timey candy. There's
If
a
you-
reason it's old timey.
If
Go
you
away.
don't pretend it's a cigar when you eat a Tootsie Roll,
Like the big
you're
one, yeah.
doing it wrong.
That's
yes, yes. You have to pretend like you're smoking a cigar.
Dude, I forget the big ones even exist. To be honest with you, like
Those are
those.
so great.
Yeah.
And don't forget candy cigarettes either. Back in the day.
Yes.
Yeah, you can still get those too.
Yep.
You just gotta
Candy
order 'em.
cigarettes, yes. Candy cocaine, yes.
AKA pure sugar.
Yes, which...
Pixie sticks.
No, well, not a pixie stick. What was the other one?
Pop rocks.
Not Pop Rocks, which are dangerous, by the way.
They're not dangerous.
Those are awesome. But anyway, I actually know somebody who spilled Pop Rocks into her keyboard of her laptop, and she, when the laptop heated up, it actually started popping, and she was doing a presentation in front of a bunch of people, and it was hilarious.
Dude, that's wild.
yeah.
That would freak me so out. Just they're typing.
Well, she's standing up in front of like 20 people or whatever, and she's talking, and all of a sudden the laptop
So much
pops,
better.
and she's like, "Uh-oh, my laptop's broken." And then so she goes over and she starts looking, and she's like, "What is this?" And somebody looks and they go, "Oh, those are Pop Rocks."
Well, first off,
Okay, first
I
off,
love it. Somebody at sight
Yes.
without seeing them in the package
yes,
and just seeing them like enter keyboard goes, "Oh, those are Pop Rocks."
that is
Like, are
pure
you
fat kid
Yeah,
right there.
like you're
Pure fat
so
kid.
used to Pop Rocks that you can
Yes.
tell what they are through a keyboard.
Yes, you can just look at the color and go, "That's a Pop Rock." Apparently, fast forward a day or two, her nieces or nephews actually dropped them into her bag or whatever that her laptop was in, and they fell into the laptop, and that's how they got into the keyboard.
So she says.
So she says, unless she was like snorting them in her car.
She was like laying it on her chest, like watching YouTube, and just like pouring them into her mouth, and then that's how they got in there. That's what I'm imagining. Anyways.
Yes. By my, okay, I wrote 3 of these because
Okay.
I have 3 hated candies.
I mean, dude, I just lumped it into old timey candy. You're good.
Twizzlers.
Yeah.
I hate
I like
Twizzlers.
Twizzlers.
Swedish fish.
They're okay.
These fish are crap. They're
Jared, Swedish
Yeah,
fish.
overrated.
Yeah. And taffy.
taffy in general. Taffy's bad.
Taffy.
Yeah.
My wife loves taffy. I hate taffy. Ugh. And just so you know, there was a thing that popped up, and it said, of course, those little pop-up BS things. Top candy in Kentucky was Swedish fish.
I saw that.
Lied to those people.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, it explains a lot.
I
of the
blame
people in
I
the
blame
state.
Eastern. I blame Eastern Kentucky. For
I
that.
do too, because
I
they
do
don't know
too.
any better.
No, they're
Somebody get them people some Reese's.
They got a bad batch of meth over there. Greatest thing ever. Yeah, you've seen that,
Bad
right,
batch of
Jared?
moonshine.
Have you
the
seen
dude
that?
little
Yeah.
kid stole my soap.
They stole my soap. Greatest.
You showed me
listeners
that
need to watch
first,
that.
and
Yes.
I thought I was about to die.
Love that guy. He
Go
is
steal
hilarious.
soap.
He goes, he stole my soap, and the best part is they got a bad batch of meth over there.
Bad batch of meth over there.
Is all meth not bad in general though?
I mean, have you
it's
seen
just,
Breaking Bad? Some meth is apparently really good.
Apparently, I've never. Yeah, that's probably what's bringing all that in. So that's all I've got. Don't forget to check out Western Plays MTSU Saturday is what I'm being told.
Screw middle.
That's right.
Yep.
If we don't win any other game the rest of the year, I want to win this one.
Yes. This is a must-win.
It's not going to happen.
It's probably not going to happen. I
They're
agree.
14-point favorites right now.
They're 14.
14 and a half, something like that.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that right, Jared? Didn't they
Either way, this is a win-win for us because, one, we actually win a game, and it's at middle in one of the worst years that we've ever had since we've joined the FBS, which is great because, we all hate them. Worst case scenario, we lose, and that's just another loss to hopefully, further Sanford not being our coach anymore. So, it's a win-win.
Yeah, you're right. And, of course, it would be great bragging rights if we did win.
Always is.
Oh, my gosh. You know how bad that would be? We are 1 in, what are we up to now? 7. And
7?
Yeah, we're at 1 and 7, and we beat middle.
Go to 2 and 7.
That would be the greatest. I would be fine if that was the only win left. All right, now. Calm down, puppies. Mommy's home, so they got to freak out on me. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up the MTSU real quick box score. Yeah, I believe you're right, Jake, but I haven't seen it, and I just want.
I don't know. I just saw it on Twitter. I didn't actually see it posted.
I want to be depressed for a couple of hours.
Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh. Okay, ESPN prediction: MTSU has an 86% favorite.
God, to win. They're
Yes.
favored by 80. Golly.
They are giving 13.5 to MTSU.
So 13. All right, so I was close.
They gave them. Well, it may have come down.
Yeah, they may have bet it down a little bit.
It could have come down some.
Boo on you guys. Take middle.
Yeah, so depressing. Of course, they did beat FAU by 1 point on the 29th. Okay, sorry. And they beat ODU by 51-17. So this is going to be a really rough one. And of course, FIU's already played middle, right? Is that correct?
Is that what you
Yes, and FIU beat middle 24-21.
Okay.
So it's going to be a bad night.
It's going to be bad.
The game is at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and it is going to be on the CBS Sports Network.
It's a little more watchable.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Woo! Just full disclosure, I'm probably not watching.
Follow that game cast.
Yes, I'm probably just going to be getting the alerts from ESPN and not even watching.
Kentucky and Georgia play, and also LSU and Alabama. So
yeah, there's so many other games more important to watch.
LSU Alabama ought to be fun.
Yeah, LSU Alabama, and of course, I'm not watching Georgia Kentucky because I haven't watched one all year, and I don't want to jinx them. This is
do it.
Yeah,
do
it.
Bring them to their knees.
This is the Kentucky team of a lifetime. I don't think
you'll never see a better Kentucky team.
No, honestly, in my lifetime,
won't happen.
Whatever. There's not going to be anybody.
Yeah, it's the most important game in their entire existence.
Yes, but that's all I've got.
I don't have anything else. What you got? Anything? Any closing remarks, Jerry?
The only closing remark that I have is that my Pacers are about to tip off against the Knicks, and I would love to see either Victor Oladipo or Miles Turner or literally anyone dunk on the one who shall not be named. I would love that tonight.
You know what? Yeah, that's yes, agreed.
That would be my background for my laptop. If that happened, I would.
Same. That would be my background on literally everything.
He's getting tattooed on his butt.
The fat head of it and everything.
He's gonna get it on his butt. I could see him having that tattoos on his chest.
On my entire back. Not just like an arm tattoo, my entire back.
He's like, hold on, I have to lay down so you get the full effect.
I have to extend my leg just so.
Yeah, and when I move my arm, see, look, watch. There
cries.
He goes. Yes, exactly. But that's all I've got, guys. Enjoy the rest of the week. Happy Halloween to everybody. And watch the boys play. Is that when is that?
On Saturday. Yep.
The basketball play
Saturday.
It's
at 2 o'clock.
That's a 2 o'clock. Tip off. I almost said kickoff. 2 o'clock tip off, and then the football team plays at 7 against MTSU. God, I hate those guys.
Back fat of Nashville, man.
The back fat of Nashville.
I'll never forget
greatest line ever. But as always, follow us on Twitter. Follow the Towel Rack for great articles. Jared does an awesome job of keeping us updated on basketball. His front court bench preview is the greatest thing ever. So always make sure you check that out.
Thank you.
And as always, go Tops.
Go Tops.
Go Tops.